What's up, everybody? It's your girl M Life Alisa. You know what it is. All right, you guys. So I have updated my YouTube. I've kind of told you guys a little bit about what's going on now, and so I gave you a little bit more on my background and my story of how I became a car girl. If you didn't watch that video, just so you know. So now I am going to explain how I became a BMW lover and a BMW enthusiast, right? And so this story goes way back again to that time of my life when I was a little girl and we were living in that neighborhood that was, a little ways outside of Detroit. And I just remember I was riding passenger side, and I don't remember exactly who was driving. It had to either been my mom or one of my siblings. And they were driving, and we were on our way home, so we were on our street that we lived on, right? And I just remember we were driving by, and I saw this car. It was in the driveway. It was a silver car. And it just captured me. Immediately. Like, I was like, what? What is that? And I just looked at it. And I was looking at it so hard, so intensely that I literally turned my head as far as I could. I'm like in the car, like, what is that? Like as far as I could. Like, that's how much I just was captivated by it. And I was just like, what was that? You know what I mean? Like, what is that? And so I can't remember how much time went by, but all I can tell you is that I tried to find out what it was. So that house was pretty far down the street, so I couldn't walk up to it and I couldn't bike up to it because it was too far down. I wasn't allowed to go that far down. So I remember, asking like my family. So I remember asking my mom, and she had no idea. I think I like showed it to her one day when we were driving by. She just had no idea what it was and was just like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, she was just like, I don't know. I don't know what that is. And I was like, oh, like I really want to know. And so it was just always, parked there. It was always parked the same way, basically like the same exact spot in the driveway. I never seen the owners get in it or out of it. I never even seen it drive. It was just in the driveway. And obviously they must have drove it sometimes, but it was pretty much just always parked the same. So I don't know. But anyways, so finally one of my brothers ended up seeing it, and I was with them in the car. Because I was convinced at that point in time that was my favorite car. I didn't know what it was. I was just like, that's it. That's my favorite car. Whatever that is, that's my favorite car. I absolutely love it. And so I was with one of my brothers one day, and I can't remember exactly how they told me because this was so long ago, but I just remember them telling me, I know what it is. I think I know what it is. And then they were like, I know what it is. So I don't know, again, exactly how it happened or when, but they're like, it's a BMW. And I was like, oh, what's that? Like, what's a BMW? I have no idea, And that was the first car. They're like, yeah, that's a BMW. So you want to know what it was, you guys? Because eventually, I found out what it was. There goes my brother right there. He just did an oil change on his truck. But anyways, so it was a 1997 BMW Z. It was silver, and I think it was a hardtop. I'm pretty sure. I don't think it was a convertible. I'm not a convertible girl. But it was like just the best car ever. I just absolutely adored it. I really did. I thought it was just like so amazing. And so that was my first introduction as to a BMW, whatever that was. And because honestly, I didn't grow up around foreign cars. I didn't. Growing up in, Detroit, Michigan, it's, the Motor City, and the automotive industry is, kind of, heavily biased towards American vehicles, rightfully so, because, we were part of the big boom, in the automotive industry. Henry Ford was a huge deal, inventing the assembly line and all that. So I really didn't grow up around foreign cars. Even though we are an Italian family, no one really had foreign cars. My one uncle had a Ferrari before I was even born, and everybody always talked about that. I'm pretty sure, I think he had a Testarossa, I'm pretty sure. And so that was really it. You kind of knew about like Alfa Romeo, but no one really had them. Everybody pretty much drove American. And my brothers, all had, it was either like Dodge, Cadillac, Ford, Chevy. Yeah, that's really it. GM, you know what I mean? There was really no European cars around me. So I had no idea. All right, now fast forward to basically 10 years later to me being a teenager, okay? So at this time, I am in San Diego, California. I moved out there. I was living with, my family, and I graduated out there. I graduated my senior year in San Diego. So it's funny because just thinking about it and like saying it out loud, it's almost the same scenario. I'm at home and I see this car parked across the street from the house we were living in. What is that? That is so cool. What is that? Like, again, what is that? I've never seen a car like that before. That is so cool looking. Like, I couldn't figure it out. I didn't know it. I was like, okay, maybe it's vintage, maybe it's historic. Is it not new? It can't be new. It kind of looks vintage. The paint was faded. It was like a brick red almost, kind of color. And I was just like, wow, what is that? I freaking love it. I was like, that's it. This is my new favorite car. Whatever this car is across the street, that is it, So over the years, there would be a car that would come out that I would love and think is really cute, but not captivated when I saw it. Like that car when I was a little girl, the Z, captivated. Like, what? It happened again with this one. So I'm like, what is it? Well, one day I happened to be talking with my brother-in-law, and it was so funny the way the conversation happened was like, there's this really cool car across the street. Yeah, I know. I agree. There is a really cool car across the street. Oh, well, what car are you talking about? Oh, what car are you talking about? What color? What, and we started describing it to each other. We're like, we're talking about the same car, you know? So, lo and behold, he figures out what it is. And then he comes and he tells me, and he goes, I know what car that is. Because I never, again, I didn't go over across the street and inspect it. I just never did, you know? And he's like, I saw the emblem on it. I know what it is. And I'm like, what is it? He's like, it is a BMW. He's like, I had a feeling it was a BMW, but I didn't know. But I saw it, and it is a BMW. And I'm like, really? What BMW? Guess what it was, you guys? It was I always forget the exact year. It was either in 1973 or in 1974. 2002 BMW. So it was the O2 series BMW. And it's specifically the one with the circle tail lights in the back. That was it. That was it. That was my favorite car. It did it again. BMW found me again and captivated me. And I was like, that's my favorite car. That's it. That's the one. Which I will have that car one day, you guys. Trust me. Ooh, I will have that car. I love that car so much. So, anyways, so then, I just knew. I was just like, maybe BMW is my favorite car. Like, in general. Like, maybe it is my favorite brand. And it was so funny because talking with my brother-in-law, who is a car designer, by the way, digital car designer, he told me, he's never worked for BMW, but he was like, they make some really nice cars. And I was like, interesting, coming from, him, who's never worked for them. And I just knew. I was like, then that's it. Then I think BMW is my favorite. And so that was it, you guys. Ever since then, I knew, because they captured me once when I was a little girl, captured me again when I was a teenager. And then I just knew that's my favorite. They're my favorite. They keep speaking to me. I'm not doing anything. It's finding me, and that was it. I just knew. And so ever since then, I started researching, I started learning more. I started paying attention more to like the new models coming out, the old models like that, O2 series, and I was just hooked. I was hooked. And I was determined one day that I was going to own one. I didn't know how, I didn't know when, but I was determined that one day I was going to have a BMW. And I did. And that's a story for another video. My own little BMW story. So, there you guys go. That's how I became a BMW girl. So, I hope you enjoyed listening to my story. Again, I appreciate all your guys' love and support. Please, like and subscribe and share this and all that good stuff. And stay tuned. I am going to be posting more videos. I'm really excited. I'm going to be doing car review videos. So they're not just going to be BMWs either. I'm going to be doing all kinds. And I will be telling you guys if they are M Life approved or not. It's going to be one or the other. It's either M Life approved or they're not. Even if they're not BMWs, because I am a car lover first, before I was a BMW lover. So I will be, open-minded, and, I can still appreciate other brands, but BMW is my brand. It speaks to me. You know, it's definitely has the personality and the identity that resonates with me the most out of all the car companies. But anyways, so stay tuned for those videos. I will be posting very soon. And yeah, I don't know, I'm just really excited. I'm going to try and keep up on this, like I said, as much as I can. And yeah, I really appreciate it. You guys stay tuned. I will catch you in the next one. Thank you so much.